Hello, everybody. I'm Chris Provost from Provost Park Pass, and we have a lot to go over today. Yesterday, Governor Newsom's office, the governor of California, they issued the guidelines for reopening of large theme parks. Well, people have been responding. The governors of different cities have been responding. Disneyland responded. Universal Studios has been responding. Knott's Berry Farm has been responding. They've been responding to these issued guidelines. I'm going to break these responses down for you. But before we get to that, let me just say this. Thank you so much for supporting us here at Provost Park Pass. We really appreciate that. We are going to be giving away 100 gifts. That's right, 100 gifts to you. And in order for you to be qualified for that, all you have to do is subscribe to our channel. That's it. Beep, boop, beep. Subscribe to our channel and you will be eligible to win like Mickey and Minnie Mouse ears, Mickey Spirit jerseys, t-shirts, backpacks, all of it. That's all you have to do. We'll be doing a big giveaway at the end of the year. So make sure you subscribe to this channel. And that way you'll also be first to know when there's breaking news with the world of Disney. Now, let's get into it. So, yesterday, Dr. Mark Galley, he went on and issued these theme park guidelines in order for them to reopen. If you want to know more about that, you just got to click this video, I think, right over here where I kind of break it down and talk about this. Let's just suffice it to say it's very, very restrictive. They have to open up in Tier 4, which is a yellow tier, and then it can only open at a maximum capacity of 25%. After Dr. Mark Galley issued a statement, 17 minutes later, the mayor of Anaheim issued his statement. The mayor of Anaheim is Harry Sindhu, and I'm going to read his response because I want to make sure I get it verbatim. This is exactly what he said 17 minutes later. These guidelines fail working families and small businesses. As painful as this is, Disney and the city of Anaheim will survive. But too many Anaheim hotels, stores, and restaurants will not survive another year of this. Many family businesses, the jobs they provide support other families. We can safely and responsibly open our theme parks and convention centers soon. The unions of Disneyland Resort agree and support the reopening of the theme parks in Tier 3, not Tier 4, which would wipe out jobs in our city and destroy lives. He's pretty much just, poof, he's not even holding back anymore. That's the mayor of Anaheim. Then, 40 minutes later, the president of the Disneyland Resort, Ken Potrock, issued this statement. We have proven that we can responsibly open with science-based health and safety protocols. Now, I'm just going to put a little pause for a second. I think it's interesting because I think Disney's they're very concerned about their image, right? They always want to be very politically correct and so forth as far as to the public. Right now, I think Disney's they're starting to pull out the gloves. And the wording they're using, when they say science-based health and safety, because Governor Newsom says that they were going to be using science-based data in order to come up with their guidelines. So now the president of Disneyland is using those exact same words and kind of going against that. So here we go again. We have proven that we can responsibly open with science-based health and safety protocols strictly enforced at our theme parks properties around the world. Nevertheless, the state of California continues to ignore this fact, instead mandating arbitrary guidelines that it knows are unworkable and that hold us to a standard vastly different from other reopened businesses and state-operated facilities. Together with our labor unions, we want to get people back to work, but these state guidelines will keep us shuttered for the foreseeable future, forcing thousands of more people out of work, leading to the inevitable closure of small family-owned businesses and irreparably devastating the Anaheim, Southern California community. Then, this is another interesting quote. This is Dr. Clayton Chow, who's the director of the Orange County Health Care Agency, and he said this, personally, I think we can look forward to a yellow tier by next summer, hopefully. So then he's like, we're going to hit yellow tier by next summer, hopefully. That's a lot packed in that little sentence there. Then Universal Studios, they responded. About 3 hours later, they responded. Universal Studios coming out. Karen Irwin, the president and chief operating officer of Universal Studios Hollywood, said in a statement, putting us in Tier 4 behind other businesses that have already opened makes no sense. It ignores science, reason, and the economic devastation this will bring to the thousands of our employees. The indirect businesses that rely on us in our industry overall. We should be in tier 3 along with our other industries that have proven they can open responsibly. Our employees are ready to go back to work, and the fact that they won't be able to do so until the next year is shameful. Then, right after that, about 20 minutes after that, the Universal on their Twitter account basically just went boom and just punched it right here. Here they go. Because they're only allowed, it says, hey, we hit tier yellow, the yellow tier, you can only open at 25%. Then Universal Studios, their Twitter account said this: it's official. We will only be responding to 25% of our tweets until further notice. So Universal Studios, they're kind of like, what is this going on? Then, 4 hours later, after the statement, the mayor of Buena Park, which is where Knott's Berry Farm is located, the mayor is Fred Smith. He issued his statement, and it says this: I was relieved to hear that the governor addressed theme parks. However, was disappointed by the guidelines. These guidelines not only affect Knott's Berry Farm, but also all of our small businesses that make up Buena Park's economy and depend on park visitors. I feel confident that Knott's Berry Farm can responsibly open in tier 3 with appropriate modifications. We still maintain the safety and health of our residents and hope the state will reconsider their initial guidelines. About the exact same time, Cedar Fair issued a statement. Now, Cedar Fair is a large corporation that happens to own Knott's Berry Farm. They own it, and they issued their own statement. And his name is Rafiq. I'm not going to slaughter his last name. I'm so sorry. Rafiq Caprielian. Rafiq Caprielian, who's the regional vice president of Cedar Fair, issued this statement. Cedar Fair is extremely disappointed and frustrated with the lack of reasonable consideration given the operation of California's most popular theme parks. Our company has safely operated 7 of its 13 parks across the United States this year with 0 cases of COVID being traced back to our properties. So when he issued his statement, he's literally like, hey, you're talking about using science and data, then use science and data because we have had 0 cases traced back to our parks. Then, late last night, CAPA, which stands for the California Attraction and Parks Association, they issued their statement. And her name, Erin Guerrero, is the executive director of CAPA, said this. And now I think this is maybe 7 or 8 hours later after the statement. I think people were starting to get really frustrated. And CAPA, when they came out with their statement, it's just boom. Here we go. Today's announcement on theme parks is disappointing, would be a grave understatement. The governor has not used science or data to inform his decision. Theme parks have opened and operated safely around the world for months. Data and science prove that theme parks can operate responsibly anywhere. There is no rational reason to believe they can't do so in California. No one cares more about park employee and guest safety relations than the parks themselves. Then Aaron goes on to say this, and this is now they're really getting upset. Okay, so let me be unequivocal. The guidance issued by Newsom's administration will keep theme parks shuttered for the foreseeable future by forcing amusement parks to stay closed until their county reaches tier 4. The governor issued a keep theme parks closed indefinitely plan, which will devastate California's major theme park industry. CAPA just saying, hey, basically the governor's saying their issue is we're never going to open up these theme parks again. We're just going to say can't do it. And CAPA is very concerned about that. Then this morning, Ken Potrock, who is the president of the Disneyland Resort, issued another statement. And this statement's a little bit softer, maybe a little more gentle than the one yesterday. And it was aimed towards their cast members. What again, I find myself sharing news that I hope will be very different. Today, despite our best efforts to advocate for a different outcome, the governor's office announced that large California theme parks have been placed in the state's most restrictive category for reopening. Clearly, this news is challenging for us and comes during what has already been a very difficult month. To say I'm disappointed and saddened is an understatement, particularly since all of our other theme parks in the United States and around the world have been allowed to open on the strength of proven ability to operate responsibly and the health and safety protocols in place for cast and guests. I know this news will prompt some questions about what this means for the cast and for our community and the overall resort. I can't answer those questions today as we're doing our best to understand the implications of this decision. I know there are tens of thousands of people, including each one of you, whose livelihoods rely on the theme park industry in Southern California. We will not stop working to reopen Disneyland Resort. We can bring back our cast members to work, get the local economy moving, and share the magic and joy of Disney once again. So the last thing we have here is Ken Potrock basically saying, we're not giving up. We're going to fight this and keep trying to get our parks reopened, and they're going to do everything they can. And this is, for a lot of the theme parks, is a devastating blow. Tier 4, this yellow tier, is a very, very restrictive tier. Keep in mind, I'm not trying to get political, but the governor's office is doing what they think is right, and the theme parks are saying, "Hey, we know what is right. Let's work together." And it seems to be like they're not really working well together at this time. I don't know exactly why, but I wish they would. Anyways, make sure you subscribe to this channel, guys. This is Chris Provost from Provost Park Bash. You have a chance to win 100 different gifts, and I just thank you so much for your support. I want everybody to be happy. I just wish we could do more. I wish we could do more for you guys. Subscribe. Bye-bye.